It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Kiss on the champion. Trying to be a
bit of a hiatus, so let's get.
Tonight when we talked about it.
Outpouring of love.
We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. I'm Zach Chapman here with ShaggyTV. Hope you guys enjoyed having Marty back here on a Thursday night. Temporary fill-in for Mr. Adam, but you'll get to hear Marty and I together next week a little bit. Tuesday, I may end up bailing on that, depending on what the weather looks like. The World Outlaws are in town at the Lernerville Speedway, and well, I think Marty could handle the qualifying night. It is a lot, but I love the guy. Maybe he can do that. I'll try to pick up a little bit of the weight here Wednesday and Thursday night. But, man, it is going to be a fun one next week. Super Dirt Car Week. But, you know, for us. And it's going to the Honor House up there in Canada. Great charity. I don't have any videos queued up here for the Coast to Coast one. I should do that, actually. I should have brought that one over. I brought one up for the FTM side, the league they were doing. The Honor House, if you haven't heard of them, absolute awesome charity. Helps military members, first responders up in Canada. Basically, kind of gives them, it's a house. It's a pretty cool video. It hooks them up with a house in a certain area. I can't remember the town, but kind of just like a place to help you get back up on your feet, whether it's, you know, you're in town, you need to go for a funeral, doctor's visits, anything along those lines. They're there to help you. It's pretty cool charity, and, man, looking forward to doing our part there with those guys. Should be a lot of fun, but it's 8:39. I'm not too sure. Might be waiting on a guy or two to get in here. But it's time. We're ready to roll whenever they decide. So it's kind of, we're just going to be playing it by ear here until they're ready to go. But in the meantime, make sure you go over to C2CRL.com and sign up. Even if you're not going to race, you know, it's still a great charity. If you're not racing, you can't race, and you feel like donating, you could always buy a spot for somebody else. Or I'm sure, I shouldn't say I'm sure, but odds are, if you don't qualify too, there's maybe a way to buy a spot in. We might sell spots. I'd start it off, minimum $75. They may do 50. They may go as high as 100, but I'd like to see it hit that 3/4 of a century mark at least. If you're going to buy your way into the feature. We're getting ready to go qualifying, and no surprise, you saw this guy. He's registered in this session. He's the first one out on the racetrack. Let's watch Brandon Templeton rip around here at the Lernerville Speedway here in Sarver, PA. What's he going to do? He's going to rip this top through 3 and 4, build up as much momentum as he can, and now he's going to be coming like a freight train here down into 1. Going to go to the bottom. Likes the inside. Going to hook the left front on there, help it rotate. Not so much that you got the deck mower out. You're not going down there, not putting the inside on there. Just the left front a little bit, trying to rotate the car. And Brandon Templeton going to be at the top of the charts, but for how long? Trevor Giroux, purple, sector 1. Green, sector 2, not good enough. Going to stay P2. Let's see what the 75 can do as he comes around lap number 2. Can Trevor pick up any time? Missed his mark there a little in 3 and 4, I thought, but what do I know? Purple sector 2. And Trevor Giroux still not going to have enough to get it done here as the high side banger Patrick Spangler comes across the line, P3. Good lap for the 39. High side banger going to be happy with that one. Clay Christopherson out here burning the place down. Look at him. So much grip through 3 and 4. Really ripping it. He's got the car under control. It's hooked up. Oh, man. He's suffering. Doesn't have the grip he needs coming out of 4. Real slow. Finally gets it to hook back up. And, man, oh, man. Clay Christopherson burn it down, brother. 30.09 for putt-putt in the 051. Great lap there for Clay Christopherson. I can't believe I just did that without laughing. Man, thank God I don't have a camera. I was biting my lip the whole time. Oh, Clay's always full of surprises in that 051. Guy, he'll keep you guessing. That's for sure. He's always got you guessing. And well, looking over there on the Coast to Coast page, hopefully everything's coming through. I may have to look up. It says it's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. It did this to me the other day. Doesn't look laggy, but please, in the chat box, I see plenty of people watching. Just, man, I get so bad anxiety. Let me know how this thing looks, if everything's okay. But let's take a look at the starting lineup. Rounding out the field in the 051, putt-putt, Clay Christopherson, row 3 to the outside. D.V. Runkle in the 44 to the inside. Ty Dixon. Row 2 to the top shelf, the 31 of B10, Brandon Templeton to the inside. The high side banger in the 39, Patrick Spangler. Row 1 for heat race number 1 to the outside, the 32 of the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano. And starting on the pole, the 639 of Dylan Kinsey. Let's see here. They shortened the pace laps on me here, too. So I'll reset your overlay in just a second, but the green flag's high. It's ready to fly. Heat race number 1 in your ShaggyTV Pro late models is underway. Dylan Kinsey getting a good jump on the bottom. Going to try to slide up in front of his teammate in the 32. Able to do so, but Anthony trying to stick that nose up there a little further. Try to bring a run. What can he do? Nothing. Dylan Kinsey holds it lap number 1. Brandon Templeton working on P2 here, trying to use that inside. And thank you for that, Ozzy. Everything looks good. But, YouTube, dang you, making me upset, giving me anxiety. But right now, this battle's on, man. Brandon Templeton got a little too low, got out that lawnmower we were talking about. Patrick Spangler going up over the edge here. Can he get back on? Not just yet. Going over the top. Gonna watch the spots fall. And Patrick Spangler, man, he's going to have to try to get it back together here, run down the rest of the field as Ty Dickinson in the 67 machine. Looks like an 8. We'll call it a 6. But Ty working that inside, trying to get in front of that 31 who shoves him down. Going to give him no room. And now Clay Christopherson maybe gets a little light breathed into that 51 here. Battle on for 4th in the upcoming laps if Clay can keep on reeling. But up front, Dylan Kinsey all alone, man. Dirt racing. This is, he's got a country mile lead. I mean, half a corner basically. Anthony close, but not close enough for that big send. And Clay's going to be pumped about that, Dylan's going to be pumped about that. He doesn't need to be perfect, just good enough to not allow the 32, a super run for a slide job. And with the white flag flying, you got to think Dylan, man, this is all she wrote. Just got to hang on to her, and he's going to bring it home. Top 5, basically all in order. Final time through 3 and 4. Dylan Kinsey brings home the checkered flag. He's going to start on the pole. Anthony Morano, Brendan Templeton, Ty Dickinson, Clay Christopherson, Patrick Spangler, and D.V. Runkle rounds out the field. We get ready to take a look here. Starting grid heat race number 2. Looks a little something like this. Row 3 to the outside, the 21 of Blackjack John Tobias. To the inside, the 26 of Chase Matsko. Row 3 to the top shelf, the Philly Flyer in the 075, Trevor Giroux. To the inside, the 23 of William Bart Watson. Row 1 for heat race number 2. Winner starts on the outside of the front row for tonight's A main. The 007 of Sam Bachman to the top shelf. And starting on the pole, the 444 of Scott Rayo. Full Throttle Motorsports top 4, actually. Just now kind of caught my attention and noticed that here. And now that I know, I always forget. I'm used to them not being able to shorten the pace laps anymore. But I guess somebody told me the other day, it's whenever you start in the pits, you can shorten it. But, they didn't shorten it this time. I hurried up. I sat the camera still to reset everything, and then they run it. They just playing mind games here tonight. That's all it is. We're going to have an 8-lap heat race. And if you're Chase Matsko or John Tobias, you got to wonder what you did this morning, to wake up and deserve this. You got 4 teammates in front of you. Not going to be easy to work around them. So we'll have to see what they can do, or if FTM can hold on to the top 4. The question is, how are they going to come home in that top 4 if they do hold on? Scott Rayo ready to drop the hammer. We've got 8 to play in the clay at the Lernerville Speedway. Heat race number 2 underway. Good jump there for Chase Matsko. Looking on the bottom, making it 3 wide right away, but the Philly Flyer flapping his wings up top the 075. Here he goes, beating the drum. P2, 4th to 2nd, 1 lap. Now he's got to turn it on here. Got to go to work on his teammate in the 007, Sam Bachman. Started 2nd, took advantage of that outside starting spot. And tried, thought maybe. He's like, guys, I'm going to pull away. This is what I can do. And I'm gonna use that outside, and I'm going to pull away. But Trevor said, no. No, you're not, Sammy boy. I'm coming. I've already got my first win here with FTM, but it'd be nice to add another one to the belt. And the 75 trying to make it work as Chase Matsko slipping and sliding back here in 5th, trying to reel in that 444 of Scott Rayon. Scott jumping up over that hill, getting uncomfortable, but lots of speed in the center of the corner. As we see the battle start to heat up for 3rd, The battle getting even hotter up here at the lead. Trevor has reeled in the 007. One mistake here from Sammy, and we're going to have a hell of a battle. But we're coming down. We're running out of time. 2 to go here at the Lernerville Speedway. Let's run off that nose here, Trevor. Let's see what he sees. Going to run about half a lane lower than his teammate, the 007. You see that white flag? I mean, Sam's there. Trevor's there. One mistake from Sam. And we may see a tough battle going through 3 and 4. But final time down the backstretch. Sam going to run that middle line. Going to protect. Trevor goes to the bottom. Checkered flag wave. Sammy B hangs on. The Philly Flyer P2. Bart 3rd. Scotty 4th. Chase 5th. And Blackjack rounding out the field. All right, well, you know the deal by now. This is the Shaggy TV Pro Late Models, so nobody's yelled at me in here. Heck, I don't think Jack even goes back and looks. I mean, I don't know who is in charge, but until I get yelled at, you know, this is my sandbox, okay? Nobody's giving me anything for this. This is out of the kindness of my hearts because, well, coast to coast, man, they gave me my chance and showed me how much fun this is and really kind of set me off and let me go. So whenever we get to warm-ups in the Shaggy TV Pro Late Models, we stick around. We don't leave. We don't run any videos. We sit here. We park ourselves on the top of one of the corners, and we listen to the cars roll by as I mute myself, grab a drink or two, maybe a drag off a smoke. We'll see. But stick around. We'll be racing here in a couple minutes, and you'll hear my nagging voice in a few. We're going to be back. Shaggy TV Pro Late Models here at the Lernerville Speedway. Stick around. Now, you see, there is only now. Okay, we do have a 13 car field, so not the biggest car field, but you can count them as we go by. There's 4, 5, 6. Yeah, just a little over half. Only 7. Okay, all right, 8. I don't know how to count. Bart's back out there now. Bart just pulled out there. But not a lot of guys on the racetrack. That tells me it's maybe getting a little uncomfortable up top to where and. Whoa, you see a little contact there. Guys parking it 3 and 4. Maybe to where they don't. Now, this is no insult. I'm telling you because I'm one of those guys. There's a certain breed of us, you know, maybe we don't like running that close to the top. They're going to cut it short here. Checker flag waves. Only a 3-minute warm-up tonight. Sometimes they let it go longer, but everybody's back. We're going to roll it. And we're going to take a look at the starting lineup for your Shaggy TV Pro Late Models. Rounding out the field in the 44, D.V. Runkle, row 6 to the outside, Blackjack John DeBias. To the inside, the high side banger, Patrick Spangler in the 39. Row 5 to the outside, the 26 of Chase Matsko. To the inside, the 051 of Putt Putt, Clay Christopherson. Row 4 to the outside, the 444 of Scott Rayome. To the inside, the 67 of Ty Dickinson. Row 3 to the outside, the 23 of William Bart Watson. To the inside, the 31 of B-Temp, Brandon Templeton. Row 2 to the outside, the 075 of the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux. To the inside, the 32 out of Spring Hill, Florida, the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano. Row number 1 for your Shaggy TV Pro Late Model. Starting lineup to the outside, the 007 out of Brainerd, Minnesota, Samuel Bachman. And starting on the pole out of Bernards Bay, New York, the 639 of Dylan Kinsey. Sorry I didn't get everybody's hometown in there. It's something I'm going to start doing. Actually, I wish I could get coast to coast and maybe do that, and I could get access to the file. But Dino sent us a nice file with some of these guys' hometowns, states, you know, and I'd like to implement that a little bit, not just for Charity Week. Maybe I can start to remember where some of these guys are from. Makes it a little more fun, I think. But tell you what, we got 30 laps here to burn it down at the Lernerville Speedway. Green flag high. Boy, is she ready to fly. 30 to play at the play. We're underway. Sam Bachman with a good jump on that high side. Dylan Kinsey trying to make that bottom work, but I don't know if that's where you want to be. The Philly Flyer having to get on the binders. Going to let that 32 slide up here, and that's what you do when you're the new guy on the block. I mean, you're in the sea of teammates. No reason to push it now. We got an FTM top 6. Here, I mean, you're looking at it. The first guy, well, now top 7. Welcome Putt Putt on the bottom, gets by Brandon Templeton in the 31. Top 7 drivers from Full Throttle Motorsports, and we got a wild ride. B-Temp, Brandon Templeton up and over. He's parked. No caution flag for the 31. And man, Brandon Templeton's going to wonder, how bad do I got to wreck this thing for a caution flag to wave? Not going to get one this time. And Sam Bachman leading the way here as Dylan Kinsey shopping in the middle of the racetrack, trying to work and hold off his teammate there in the 075. The Philly Flyer not going to give up that easy, man. He's going right up to that top shelf, trying to work in that groove, but it's such a far way around, and you can see how shiny it's getting going down these straightaways. I mean, maybe not so much the front stretch, but the back stretch. If you can't find that grip coming off the top of the corner, well, you got all that speed, what are you going to do with it? 639 says that's what you're going to do with it. He's going to drive it up in there on the top. Him and, oh, Trevor gets a little tight. He's going to lose 1, 2, maybe 3 spots here at the 51. Can mount the charge, but the 88 of William Watson, he's got it clear. And the battle going to be on here for the lead. We got the twin cars. Sammy B up front. Anthony Morano running around P2. We've got Brainerd, Minnesota versus Spring Hill, Florida. So, I mean, we're talking exact opposites here. And, I mean, what are we going to do here? It's cold, it's warm, and we want to be somewhere right in the middle. And I think, you know, the 639 of Dylan Kinsey, that's at Brainerd's Bay, New York. You know, that's almost that little bit of middle. Pennsylvania, we got that good weather. I don't know who went off in the top. I believe that was Scott Rayome. It was. You can see it there coming out of 4. Caution flag waves. And we're going to park it right here. What we're going to do. We're going to see if we can pick out what happened to Scott. Oh, you can see. All right. Looked like, to quote my future broadcast partner next week, may have been a slide job from hell. We're going to maybe take a different look at this. I got a feeling Scott, not a lot of, or really nothing he could do here. As we go over the top, and you guys probably saw it, but to be honest with you, I'm looking at my remote control, trying to get this blimp camera. So you can see, Scott, you know, a little contact. It maybe doesn't know they're 3 wide. That's not on Scott at all. But what I mean is, if you know they're 3 wide, maybe you go up to the top. Because he wasn't the whole way up against the, you know, the cushion. Not that it's comfortable to be up there, but, you know, you got 2 teammates underneath you, and you can't put that on Scott at all. Definitely, you know, equal parts blame, I'd say, between him and his teammate there, William Watson. But it's just one of those things, you know, maybe you could do that to avoid it, you know, when you're running with teammates. But I get it. You want to beat those teammates too. So you're not just going to let them roll by you. You're going to make them earn it. And the lights are off on the Steve King Foundation pace truck. We're going to get ready to go back racing. This time buys. See here, we got right now Chase Matsko, highest up that's not FTM is the green flag waves. We're back and ready to play. 20 laps to go at the Lernerville Speedway. Oh, Sam got a little low there. Dylan followed him, had it really tightened up. Dylan's going to lose 4, maybe 5 spots here in that 639. Rough start. Matsko trying to work that 26 underneath. Oh, I think that's that's Ty Dickinson in that 67 machine who got to the front stretch wall. Matsko trying to get them elbows out, man. Got to fight for it here. Busts his way into the FDM party. Matsko has it at the line. Kinsey gets up in that front stretch wall a little bit. Now Matsko going to be able to slide up there and shut the door. Chase Matsko to the top 6. Anthony Morano, he's got the lead now. Not too sure what happened to Sam Bachman. Oh, I was watching that. Missed the pass for the lead. Shame on me, but well, Anthony Morano, if he could go back-to-back here tonight, that would be phenomenal. I wasn't here for the small block, don't know what he did, but I tuned in, got to hear the end of the big blocks, and man, he had a big showing in that, so if he could come out here and do it 2 times in a row, it'd be pretty nuts. And I mean, we got an FTM party behind him. Make it that much more exciting. But right now, Clay Christopherson, you remember, he burnt the place down with that 30-second qualifying lap. I mean, just dropped jaws. Never seen anybody go that fast around this place. And it maybe didn't translate on the sheet. You know, he qualified last, but he looked good out there, and he showed he's got the race pace. I mean, he's driven this thing up to P3. Clay Christopherson, can he get one more? Maybe work by that teammate of his. You're seeing 23 on the sheet. We both know that's an 88 on the side of it. That's how I know William Watson as well. That 88, man. Oh, car over. Trevor Giroux, the Philly Flyer, goes up and over, and we're under caution for the second time here at the Lernerville Speedway. And the Philly Flyer, he says, I'm taking my ball. I'm going home. I think we saw him disconnect there. He had enough for the night. Last night was his fiance's birthday, so, you know, he's still probably got a little celebrating to do, if you know what I mean. He probably had no hurry to get off this thing, but you see, he just gets up over the edge. Easy to do here at Lernerville, especially when the cushion's getting thin. And Philly Flyer, second caution. Let's see here. Who we got? Do we even have anyone in here? No, there's literally, okay, so who cares? Do what you want, but, you know, I mean, I can't pull you up for your cool interviews, cool mid-race interviews. Nobody is in the Coast to Coast Discord. I am the only one in here, so I don't even know if I need to be in here. I just need to show up now for interviews. It's lonely in here. Ah, Ty, man, that sucks. That happened to my Moza the other day, no kidding. And I do an asphalt league where I race on Monday nights, and decided to do that to me after qualifying. No good. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna blame the new Windows update we all got like 2 weeks ago. I was finicky with the software. Right now, we're going down the backstretch here for the final time, ready to get back up on the wheel and play here at the Lernerville Speedway. Gonna have 11 laps to go when we drop the hammer. The Ant-Man brings us back to the green flag. Clay Christopherson sawing on that wheel, trying to get a run here for P2. William trying to mark his territory up top, and here comes another dog, the 007 Sammy B, trying to work his way back to the front. Sam Bachman has third now that, you know, I mean, let's be honest. Let's call a spade here. It seems like you want to be up top. I mean, it's dangerous to pass, so you're going to have room for a slide job for sure. But right now, the 639, you can see there's no room for a slide job. Sam Bachman, he's got a little bit of room, but he's going to have to do it quick because if he gives up that high lane, maybe back-to-back corners, Clay Christopherson's going to be right there to pounce. And the 51, I mean, he works through the field better than the majority of drivers we see. So if he gets that little bit of opening, little bit of life, that's all he's going to need here as we ride along with Clay Christopherson. Man, all over the back of that gridpack.com 007. Sam Bachman going to run that middle here and protect a little bit. Putt doing the same. Clay so good here, going to try to diamond center off. Cut it low. What can he do here going through 1 and 2? The answer's nada. He's going to send it right back up in line. Try to hold on, play a little defense. Still in FTM top 5 is Chase Matsko. You can see him behind that 639. He's getting some work done to him here by the 444 Scott Rayon. Scott trying to make it an FTM top 7. Not going to be easy, though. Only 5 laps left. Coming to 4 this time by is William Watson. Is right there on the back of the 32, but he's going to need Anthony to make a mistake. Maybe 2 here if he wants to pounce. You can see Anthony got a little loose there coming out of 2, but was able to set the car straight, not lose a bunch of speed, and really you didn't notice any gain by the 88, even after the little bit of a hiccup. And Anthony Morano just showing what it takes here at the Lernerville Speedway. Constant, just hitting your marks, making it look good, and William wondering what he's got to do to find a way around this teammate of his as we go down the backstretch and enter turn 3, roll through 4. You see Scott Rayon parked to the top shelf, but the white flag waves, 1 lap to go, and Anthony Morano looking to go back-to-back here at the Lernerville Speedway. Gonna roll the top through 1 and 2. He's got a half a second lead as he enters 3. Final time out of 4. Anthony Morano back-to-back at the Lernerville Speedway. William Watson, P2, and putt rounding out the podium. Sam Bachman, Dylan Kinsey, your top 5. An all FTM top 5 here this evening. The boys really strutted their stuff here. Congratulations, great run. I guess that is probably the best camera we want here, but good run for those guys. Definitely a well-deserved win for Anthony Morano. And well, we get to go back and let's be honest here. So Anthony, he had the lead at that point. Okay, let's see something here really quick. This was the pass for the lead. Okay, so yeah, no, see, we got focused on Kinsey there. We did see that. I zoned myself out. Yeah, that was when Sam got in the grass there. And, I mean, that was all she wrote. And you needed to be up top. So, all right, okay. I was wondering how I said I missed the pass for the lead. I was kind of shocked by that. I didn't. Just focused on the back half of it. And, well, makes me feel a little better. Not as dumb. We'll see here if we can get a word here with the driver of the 051. We got putt Clay Christopherson. Clay, absolutely. I mean, I knew you were going to be good when right away, you come down here and, I mean, you burnt this place down. 32nd qualifying lap. I mean, where'd that speed come from?
Just having carb issues in the heat race. Whatever setup we've been using for the heat just hasn't been working all season, so I think it's time to get the budget out and buy a new carb.
Yeah, we can blame that if we want, but I thought it was maybe we saw you coming out of 4, you look good, and then it just kind of looked like you just lost traction. I was blaming the right rear. Maybe you guys getting cheap on you not putting new tires on for qualifying, but either way, Clay, man, you always have fun racing your way up towards the front, and not easy to do here at Lernerville. You kind of just got to wait for that guy to make a mistake or maybe get a little bit too aggressive in front of you. I mean, what was it like driving through the pack tonight?
It was tough. I mean, the lane was middle for a while and 1 and 2. 3 and 4 was always top. And you just had to almost hope they didn't get their car all the way up there so you could get a little bit of a run on them. But once it started moving, the top got really fast when guys weren't up there. So took advantage of that right away. And I tried the bottom, but just not enough oomph.
Yeah, no, I mean, excuse me, Clay, as I joke. So I was going to ask you, I mean, you can't speak for him, but it seemed like, Sam and Dylan, both your teammates, they had to work the bottom on that one restart. And it just seemed like, they tried to send it in a little too deep, but was it that important, why guys were sending it in on the bottom? Like, you needed to get up top and protect. I mean, was it absolutely gone on the bottom? You just needed to fight. To get
It
up
wasn't gone. It was just not the gear. It just came out so doggy and too gripped up almost. But no, the with me, Sam, we were all running fairly close, and then that caution came out, and I started on the bottom, and man, what a difference in speed! I had to get up to the top as quickly as I could.
Yeah, it seemed like, I mean, how is that to do? It's a difficult dance to walk. I mean, at one point, FTM, dude, was top 7. So when you're up there battling, 4th, 5th, and 3rd, I mean, you got to play nicer because they're your teammates, or at some point when you guys, kind of dominating the show like this, is the pressure off? Maybe you can be a little bit more aggressive than normal. I mean, how do you play it?
I guess it really depends. If we're racing something for like money or a pretty intense race, we're gonna use the bumper if needed. Give a little tap, let them know we're there. We're talking to Discord the whole time too. So, but most of us are pretty good about. He's a lot quicker, so I'm gonna change lanes for a second and let him by because there's no point in holding each other up. But if it's coming down to the laps, oh yeah, we'll race each other like we never knew each other.
Well, man, you put on a good show here. FTM top 5. You're sandwiched right in the middle, P3. So, no, it's not maybe the spot you want, but a pretty damn good spot. Great race tonight, Clay. Who you want to thank, brother?
You guys for putting this on. All the boys at FTM and Swan Speed shot for 358 and big block sets.
Well, hey, hell of a run, Clay. And, man, we're going to see you next week, right?
Yep, I will be there.
All right, because looking at it, you need to yell at Dino. You're not on here. I don't know what city.
I
and
haven't
state
I haven't
you're from.
accepted it yet. I think I just got it this evening. So
Yep, because tonight I'm going to try to remember your guys' hometowns. I want to incorporate them from now on.
well, me and Sam are neighbors that have never met. So
oh, wait, so you're from Brainerd, Minnesota as well?
yeah, yeah, we live about probably 6 minutes from each other. I've never met him.
Jesus God. That is unbelievable. You guys got to get together, man.
We're just seeing how long it goes,
Yeah, maybe you'll naturally meet at a Walmart, not even know each other. That'd be unbelievable.
We have to act like we don't know each other.
Yeah, there you go. Well, hey, Clay, congratulations, man. Can't wait to talk to you again.
Thank you, sir.
Clay Christopherson bringing home P2 now, or P3. Now we're going to bring up the man who brought home P2, the man out of Moody, Alabama, William Watson. How we feeling, brother?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It seemed like, and obviously, this is not shit talking Anthony, okay? But very difficult racetrack to pass at. And it seemed like at the end, you were gnawing at him a little bit, able to reel him in. But, man, it just seemed like it's too tough to get off that top. Really didn't have enough chance to make a move. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, right there at the end. The only line was the top, but I ran it over half the race trying to get it in. I don't know if you noticed, but I was driving in a lot deeper than everybody else was, even if the ones running the top. And I just whip it around, and it allowed me to get a better run off the middle to exit. Anthony did say he saw me coming, and he said it's time to move up. So I was catching him. He ran a good race.
Yeah, definitely catching him, but it just seemed like, when is a caution ever timely? But we saw you, getting stuck on the bottom every now and then, and you talked about it. I mean, how important was it to fight to get to the top right away on those restarts?
It's everything. You got to get up there, especially when this track always goes to the top, even if it's slicked off up there. As long as you can hold it, it's going to be fast up top. So it's probably one of the most important things to do. You just need to do it clean. I was trying to do it there on Scott there, but we were 3 wide, and when I went to turn in, it felt like it net cutted or something. The car just stayed straight, and then I had to yank on it, and it just sent him off the track.
Yeah, I think I got a pretty good view of that in the aerial. That's not something, if I were you, I would beat yourself up too bad because, you hate to put any blame on Scott on that, but maybe he didn't know you were 3 wide. I don't know if you got to look at it, but he didn't go the whole way up to the cushion either. So, you know, you guys didn't get a lot of room in there considering, you know, 3 teammates side by side. Bumping's going to happen. But at the end of the day, William, you know, you park this thing P2. And before I let you, you know, do your thank yous and get on out of here, man, I'm glad you're back at Coast to Coast. We got you here in a charity race coming up, dude. How excited are you for that next week? I mean, you're one of the guys, you know, I've seen you do the long distance runs. And, man, that 100 lapper, if you make that show, dude, watch out for this 88 machine.
Yeah, I just gotta play it smart. You know, just save the tires best I can. The other night when we ran, you know, I didn't save the tires. I just ran up front, so gotta play it smart. I'm glad to be back in Coast to Coast and racing with the FTM and teammates and everything, and glad they let me back.
Well, hey, man, we love having you back. You put on a hell of a show. Like I said, P2, man, congratulations. FTM 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 tonight. So, pretty awesome show by the team, man. Congratulations. Who you want to thank?
Yeah, teammates at FDM, Swan Speed Shops, Dupro Performance, GripX.com, Dean at Dirt Car Series, Coast to Coast for letting me back, and you for putting on the stream.
Well, hey, man, can't wait to watch you burn it down next week. You know, you're by default one of my favorites over there at FTM, so I'll be rooting for you from up here, man. Go get them.
I appreciate it, buddy.
William Watson bringing home P2, and now we're going to bring up the man of the hour here, Anthony Morano. I didn't see how we did in the small block, but I saw the big block. Obviously, got to talk to you a little bit, man. Back to back, how we feeling? Lernerville, this is a place that just kind of, you know, what's the correct word? Kind of honors consistency, man, and you're able to nail that top as consistent as anyone, and back-to-back wins, man, kind of shows that. Congrats.
Yeah, it's a clean sweep for the night. So
Oh, you
car
won the
felt
small
real good
block
on it.
too?
Yeah.
Jesus, God, man, the trifecta. I wish I would have known that before. I need to do a little better homework. Anthony, that's phenomenal, man. At a track, you know, I just said it, dude. I mean, you make one mistake here, you're gone. I mean, we saw some guys make multiple mistakes, you know, make a mistake and get a caution, get to hold their spot, and then do the same thing a couple laps later. But, man, just how do you do it? Is it laps at this place? Is it, I mean, what is it?
I honestly don't know. It's just you know, it's really the big block race was definitely the hardest one. You had to really be patient with the throttle up top, otherwise you were just gonna go over. The top was so touchy. It was a lot of fun to actually try to run it and not screw anything up. So that was by far my favorite out of the three. But uh, yeah, it was yeah, I had to wrong button. Had to do a lot of pedaling there in a big block, but late model was there's a lot more grip in the track, so you're able to do a lot more hammer down. So it was a lot of fun. Just saw William was catching me there with about 7 or 8 to go, and knew I had to change my line or I was going to be in deep trouble. So yeah, just moved up a lane a little bit and it worked out.
Yeah, now, you know, obviously it's not easy to pass here. Were you worried at all that you were going to struggle to get around Sam until he made that mistake? Because it seemed like he had some pace. You're clearly quicker, but, man, you know how difficult it is to pass here.
Um, I thought, I thought my plan there was to just wait until the track slickened up a bit and see once we can move around a little bit, see what we can do. I didn't think I was really gonna be able to pass him there. Caution, I got lucky with the caution. That was it. It's just gonna be a waiting game until till then, waiting for the track to get wider and be able to move around and see what the track did, because otherwise it was gonna be just single file, I think.
Now, obviously, you know, no pro late models, so just wipe those off. But, I mean, winning the small block and the big block, Anthony, I got to think, momentum, man, it's in your corner. I mean, how do we handle going into Super Dirt Car Week? And, you know, maybe you don't even know this, and I always rely on you for dumb questions. But with Super Dirt Car Week, we don't do that dumb 4-car invert, do we? Do we still invert the field for qualifying?
I don't know about the heats. I know the top 6 through qualifying lock in. after that, I think
Oh,
just
nice.
straight up.
Okay, that's awesome. So, man, you're one of those guys. See, look, you bring the knowledge too. I mean, you're one of the guys for real. You know that. You can go out here and lay down a top 6 lap. Is that something? Do we focus heavy on qualifying, or do you just, if it happens, it happens? I'm going to worry about the race. How do we play it?
We're gonna plan on hopefully qualifying top 6. If not, we'll run heat races. Heat qualifying's never really been my strong suit, so uh, I'm not gonna worry about. I'm just worried about getting into the show and go from there. I mean, it's gonna be a 75 laps and 100 laps, a track that I really like. So we'll see. It's gonna be a lot of tire conservation, I think, and just being smart, keeping the left front on the car, and try not to get that weird net coat out of the track.
Obviously, I mean, 2 different leagues, but a lot of the guys running this, you're familiar with from running your Sunday deal. Now, we saw that thing kind of go green flag a long time. And do we expect maybe some long green flag runs? So we'll see guys kind of sandbag that first run, you'll basically have to throw it out the window, or will we see some guys who just kind of want to go and be that leading horse, and set the pace the whole way?
Well, I mean, when we ran that race with Marty here for New Year's, it was at Oswego. I think it was the 200 lappers. Our second 100 lapper for the big block race, I think, went green straight through, if I remember right. So I mean, it's very possible. So I mean, I like to think it will. I'd prefer to run a long straight race like that. That'd be great. Uh, don't have to worry about people saving up tires and riding around and catching a break of a caution and running you over at the end. But it's gonna all depend on the nights before. See where you start. Hopefully make the pole shuffle and try to just set the pace early and just keep myself out of trouble.
Well, hey, man, I like to say, you got Mr. Mo on your side. Back to back to back tonight. Congratulations on the sweep, Anthony. Who you want to thank, man, before we kick you out of here?
Yeah, I gotta thank my wife Sherry, the boys at FTM, Super Dirt Car, Swan Speed Shop, Honey Lynn, Jason Shop, Vertex Graphics, Expert Installation, Castleberry Flagstone, Shaggy TV, Rocky Photography, um, Shaggy, you for sponsoring and broadcasting this division for us, and everyone at Coast to Coast.
Well, hey, man, congratulations on the sweep, and really looking forward to next week, man. Good luck, Anthony.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
Anthony Morano going back to back to back here at the Lernerville Speedway. Congratulations on the three-peat, and that's going to do it here for the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Zach Chapman with Shaggy TV saying so long, have a good night, and make sure you tune in next week, Super Dirt Car Week, here on the Coast to Coast Network. Have a good one.